Welcome to Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services in Eastland, Texas. Tune in every week as we share important information to help you and your family live life on purpose. Insurance, investments, legacy and tax planning, and much more. All covered now on Life Planning 101.
And we're here for another episode of Black and White Market Minute on Life Planning 101. Matt Ervin and Aaron Kennedy with you this afternoon on Friday. Feeling a little better about today's market numbers, Aaron?
Oh man, it feels a little bit better today.
A bit of relief, I guess.
The market's coming up, so makes us about flat for the week, but it's been pretty volatile. So far this month, we're up almost 1%. So, it's just giving us a little bit of breather. We know typically during the summer there's not a lot of traders out there, so, the markets are usually a little weaker. But it still feels good, just, everything not going down.
Right, yeah, nice to see a little green on Friday, right? It's it just helps it be a little bit more bearable,
Yes, it does.
We had another week of mixed bag data.
Pretty much, we were looking for about a 9% inflation number. Now, the analysts had out very low at 8.6. Inflation came in right where we were expecting at 9.1. What we're hearing is that they're expecting it to come down next month. Next month should be a little bit easier, but that's because of fuel cost. It's still very painful to go to the gas pump, but it's a little bit better than it was. Hey, it's not $4.50 or $5 a gallon anymore. Now it's only $3.90.
Yeah. Oil's kind of got under that $100 mark, and it's been hovering there.
So we're at 97. I think 97 today on oil, and it's holding strong, and I think it's one of the last ones, because I know copper's come way down, lumber's come way down. Most of the commodities have gotten really, really beat up recently, and it's not a reason of scarcity. There's still scarcity everywhere. Supply problems haven't been fixed, but a lot of it is demand, and, a good indicator to look out, see what's going on in the economy is, Dr. Copper.
Dr. Copper.
Dr. Copper. You try to build something without copper. Try to build something without electricity. And, a lot of these big projects that are going on, in good economics time, we're using a lot of it. And right now it's falling down. Yeah. So it's kind of signaling some weakness going forward.
We've been talking about that.
We know that.
We've been talking about that, right?
Yeah.
That's the demand destruction. You can't fix the supply problem with an interest rate, but you can sure fix a demand problem by just creating too much cost of capital.
Yes, and what I'm really excited about is it's not black and white saying demand destruction anymore. It's everybody under the sun. Powell came out and he said, you can go look this up, raising interest rates is not going to help the cost of food. Raising interest rates is not going to help the cost of oil. So it's not helping inflation, but it will hurt the economy.
Yeah.
They are pushing to slow down the economy. And, the strange thing is we're not the only ones scratching our heads. The U.S., all the people in the U.S. are not the only ones scratching their head. It's everybody in the world trying to figure out what's going on. Why is the Fed doing this? And, we know they made some bad calls earlier and they're trying to make up for it. But they're really hurting the world. They're really hurting the world. And, I think we're going to see, once they give up, there's going to be such a huge sigh of relief that we're going to see markets really take off. Global equities, that's probably going to be the place to be, because this craziness that is going on right now will have ended. But how do we get them to stop? There's got to be pain. I know this sounds really, really weird, and you don't want to hear this, but we need a good dose of short-term pain.
Well, so we go back to, why do people make new decisions? Because there's a pain that needs fixed, right?
Yes.
I need more for my retirement. I need to stop robbing the American people with inflation and give them some money in their pocket. So either way, it aligns, right? It works. But so mixed bag on the data. We're seeing it. We're expecting the year-over-year inflation to come down maybe next month.
Maybe.
We're hoping. We're
We're
right? It's a
hoping.
hope.
You keep saying mixed bag, and that's the confusing part. Employment numbers still look very, very strong. Don't really believe them.
Well, so employment, week over week employment, initial employment rates went up.
Yeah.
And then they revised it up. And so it's like, okay, we got more people looking for jobs, but then we have retail sales went up. So it's like, if you're looking for a job, how are you spending money?
Yeah.
Banks are coming out earnings season saying we're putting more back for defaulted loans.
Yes.
So it's like, are people spending so much money on credit because they still hadn't figured out to say no, or they won't go without? And then
that's what we're all trying to figure out right now. There's starting to be alarms being set off for auto loans. These high credit or riskier auto loans out there, there's big fear right now that's heating up. So we've been spending. Americans love to spend money, and it hasn't slowed down yet. And I think you nailed it. Reality really hasn't sunken in. We haven't had to say no in so long, and it just hasn't started yet. But we're going to start seeing it. And this is really the pain that we need. We need something to happen that opens the eyes of Powell and says enough is enough. The economy's weak enough. We don't need your help driving this economy down. Right?
And we're looking at that because you heard us talk, was it last week, about ways to take advantage of that, right? There's ways to take advantage of interest rates on the way up, but then ways to take advantage on the way down too.
Yes.
So we're looking at all those things. Stuff. Our dry powder's sitting good. Today feels okay. It feels like an okay Friday. There's nothing normal about it, but we'll take it.
Right. I don't want y'all to be scared. We're planning for all this. Not going to say we're going to hit it perfect, but when I say we need short-term pain, it's economic pain. And we've got to remember with the stock market, we're looking into the future. So we get the pain. It wouldn't surprise me if the market started to go up, just anticipating interest rates to come back down. So here's something crazy. Inflation was just 9.1. The expected inflation over 3 years is 3.9. What do we have to do over the next 3 years to get back down to an average of 3.9?
Stop.
Yeah. Guess what? The interest rates, they're supposed to, if you go out there and look, if you look at what it's supposed to be 2 to 3 years from now, it is way lower than it is right now. Even the feds are saying we're going to lower interest rates, so it's all short term. Yeah. We need it to reverse course because we know it's going to reverse in the future. We just want it sooner than later.
Yeah, and we're sitting good for it. We got to get wrapped up here, Aaron. Sorry to cut you off there for another great episode of Black and White Market Minute on Life Planning 101. Matt Ervin and Aaron Kennedy, y'all have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you for joining us for Life Planning 101, brought to you by Smart Money Group and Kennedy Financial Services. If you have questions, you can email them to lifeplanning@kennedy-financial.com. Be sure to tune in next week for more Life Planning 101. The opinions expressed herein are those of the firm and are subject to change without notice. The opinions referenced are as of the date of publication and are subject to change due to changes in the market or economic conditions and may not necessarily come to pass. Any opinions, projections, or forward-looking statements expressed herein are solely those of the author, may differ from the views or opinions expressed by other areas of the firm, and are only for general informational purposes as of the date indicated. Securities offered through Calton & Associates Incorporated, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Smart Money Group LLC. Kennedy Financial Services and Smart Money Group LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by Calton & Associates Incorporated.